Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Adam McCullough TV. We are back with another United Daily Live. It is Tuesday, it's 12 PM UK time, and we are live. At least it is that time if you're watching live. If you're not watching live and you're one of those that tunes in throughout the day, then thank you very much for tuning in anyway, whether you're live or watching after we've been live. You guys are all absolute legends, and thank you very much to everybody that has been subscribing and liking and commenting and sharing and even joining Adam McCullough TV. We've got 46 people that have joined the channel now. We're edging closer to that target of 50, which we have set for May. If we can do that, then we'll set a new one. But thank you very much to those guys that have joined us on the channel. And here today on United Daily Live, the place where we discuss all the latest Manchester United news, we are looking at the future of Odion Ighalo, the Nigerian R9 who scored that fantastic goal in the last game that Manchester United played in, which was that 5-0 win over LASK Linz over there in Austria. He scored that fantastic goal, and that could have been the last thing he did in a Manchester United shirt. Yes, it really could have been the last thing he did in a Manchester United shirt. That's because the rumours keep on coming. Now, we heard this similar rumour about a month ago, and I thought, it's possible, but I reckon United will sign him. And as the time goes on, as the days tick by, as the days become weeks and the weeks become months and there's no more football and we don't know what's going on with the calendar and all these things are going on, his loan comes to an expiry very, very soon. And whilst we could get it extended to some point in June, Shanghai Shenhua want him to go back to China to be involved with the start of the Chinese League, which is going to be around July, August. Now, when we're thinking about that, if the season begins again in June, our season's not going to be finished until July. Our European campaign is not going to be finished till August. But Shanghai are saying, well, you can't keep him on loan. We want cash money up front. And it seems Manchester United do not want to commit a transfer fee or to a permanent deal for Odion Ighalo, at least at this moment in time. Now, over the last couple of weeks and months, we have heard and seen rumours linking United with various different strikers. We even heard at some point that United were very close to signing a secret striker or, you know, an unknown striker of some sort. And that is why we're not too keen on extending the deal that Odion Ighalo is on. Now, I don't know who this other person is. We hear links to Moussa Dembele. We hear links to Timo Werner, Harry Kane, Erling Haaland, all these strikers. But to me, none of them seem realistic. None of them seem realistic. So how are you going to be bringing in someone like that and letting Ighalo go? I don't really know. So we'll be talking about that today. We'll be getting the full story. We'll be looking at all of those things. We'll be talking about the Moussa Dembele link as well. He's not the only player concerning Man United and Chelsea fans at the moment. We hear Angel Gomez could potentially be moving back to, could be moving to Chelsea and leaving Manchester United at the end of his contract at the end of June. He's yet to agree a deal as well, and Chelsea are sniffing around Angel Gomez. Now, Shanghai Shenhua want Ighalo back soon. So what is going to happen for Manchester United? And that's the thing. Imagine Manchester United were not in a position to be buying players. Let's say we weren't one of these comfortable teams financially. We know we've got that debt by those leeches, the Glazers and all that, but we're still comfortable financially. We're not going to be as affected as some teams in this division or in this country. But imagine we were one of those teams. And these are the kind of issues that, like, us United fans probably can't fathom or get our head around, the idea that some clubs are going to be struggling if there's no football for a month or two, because it doesn't seem realistic. But this is just one of the small issues that clubs are going to face. Players with contracts or loans that expire during the time they're supposed to be replaying that season. How can you say it's fair if Manchester United were going to have Odion Ighalo to the end of the season, we're going to have those players on those deals until the end of the season, but then this happened and we don't, and now we're starting again. It's completely different squads. Whether it's one player, two players, three players, it's completely different squads. And you've got to take that into consideration as well. That there's not going to be complete fairness in any instance where they go forward with this league. And it does look like they're going to be doing that. It does look like they're going to be trying to go forward with this league and get the league restarted. So I foresee being many more issues. And it's not just United that are going to have these issues. It's the smaller clubs as well. We hear about the bottom six dragging their heels and making, complaining about certain things to do with the deal of Project Restart. And I don't blame them. They have to be sure of their safety. They have to be sure of everything that they're doing. Because if they're not, it's a big risk for them. And you can't be going into league campaigns and they're not the same as the last 29 games. Because ultimately, that isn't fair. Now, this is the issue that some of them have. And I realise we're going from talking about Ighalo to talking about when the football is going to return. And that's because they kind of do go hand in hand. If we could get Ighalo to the end of the season, he probably either A, earns himself a new deal, or, he goes away, we win a trophy or a cup or something, he scores a few goals, helps us get Champions League football. Thank you very much for your service and on your way. But we don't even get that. We don't even get that. It could possibly be that he scored his last goal in his last game for United already. And we already seen it. And that would be a shame, wouldn't it? To go out in the last game, no fans, away from home, scoring a goal like that. That would be a shame. I love Odion Ighalo. I understand United's position on this one. He's a 31-year-old striker. He's not going to be able to do it for the next 3-4 years. We don't need someone really to do it for the next 3-4 years. We need like a plan B option for the next year or two. But I get it. They've got to make sure the deal's right. Now I'm hoping United are just dragging their heels. Odion Ighalo is going to make it difficult for him with Shanghai, saying he don't want to go back and stuff. And eventually we'll get the deal done. But you don't know who they're targeting as a striker. You just don't know. They could have someone up their sleeve that you've not even seen or thought of, and they come in, and the next thing you know, there's no need for Odion Ighalo anyway. So there's a lot of thought into it. Your t-shirts would go to waste. They wouldn't go to waste. We'd still be representing Viva Ighalo and remembering the times that he had here at absolute cult hero status. So no, we wouldn't. No, we wouldn't. Nah, man, this wasn't supposed to happen, says Ighalo, future Ballon d'Or. Neil Fish, how you doing, mate? Teddy 2.0, says Tom. Ross, how you doing, mate? You're late. Renato loves Ighalo. I can see Gomez moving. Ighalo is probably gone also, says Fair Mods. Well done on 70k. Thank you very much, mate. And fingers crossed, 100k next. Mark, thank you for joining us in the comments. Glenn, you too, mate. Thank you very much. It's going all well here. How are you doing? Tom Walton's in the house. It says, if Shanghai want him back, unless he kicks up a stink, he has to go. Their season starts again soon. And that's ultimately, it's fair. Do you know what I mean? It's fair. Because they've got to go ahead with their season. Now, we can't let it affect them. Sam says, is that another bit of merch I see? No, this is a bowl cut t-shirt. But I was thinking of our own edition. I was thinking of, hear me out here, Marcus, Mason, Marshall. What we reckon? MMM. Marcus, Mason, Marshall. You could do classic ones from over the years like Cristiano, Wayne, Carlos and Dimitar. That'd be quite sweet, wouldn't it? Angel, Radamal, Juan and Bastian. Gary, Phil, Dave and Paul and Ryan. That's a good one, isn't it? That'd be a Class of 92 one, would make sense actually. Maybe those are the next bits of merch, who knows. We'll get having a look at it. Mark and Neil are all good. That's good to hear, guys. Keep Ighalo focused on right wing and CDM. Locked up again, part 2. Have you seen Danny Rose's comments? I have seen some of his comments. All footballers are going to have different opinions, aren't they? They're all going to have different opinions. Carlos, yeah, no, Carlos. They're all going to have different opinions. And just, like Todd Cantwell tweeted saying, well, we're human too. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, you gotta totally hear them out and understand that. footballers are going to have different opinions on the restart and whether we should be going ahead or not. Today, by the way, guys, is 7 years since Sir Alex's last game at Old Trafford. United beat Swansea. I've tweeted some of my pictures from that game, actually. I've started an interesting thread. So the other day, when I was bored at home, I jumped on my old laptop thinking this probably ain't going to start up. It's going to blow up if anything. But I started it up, was going through it, and then I went into the images section and I found like loads of folders from a few of, you know, my last phones and things like that. And I was like one of them proper OCD heads. Like I'd folder everything and name, like put the date and what game it was on a lot of the folders. So the ones that I've found, there's some that I haven't found, and obviously they're from my phones between 2005 and like 2010-11. So they're that era. I'd have to get the photographs out, the ones that you used to have to develop to do the ones from the 90s. And God knows where they are. My dad's got them, but I'll try and get him to get some of them out. But I found loads of pictures anyway from United games over the years, and I've made like a thread on Twitter, which I've been updating every now and then with a couple of pictures from each game and a little memory from that game. So we've got one from Portsmouth in 05, one from the Villarreal draw in 05, one from Arsenal in 06, George Best November 05, Villa away 06, a Scholes' goal. So there's just random little memories that I've been tweeting. So if you're interested in all that good stuff and a little bit of nostalgia and actual fan photos from some games down the years, and check it out, because we don't get to see many of them, do we? Anyway, but some of them are from, like I said, 2012, so you see loads of them. Rashford, Marshall, Greenwood and Maxos. Mason, Marcus, Anthony, Mason, Marcus and Scott. There you go. Our fans get too overexcited too quick. Ighalo is nothing more than a quick short fix. He's nowhere near the 150k minimum wages and 20 million fees, says K Murphy. I agree and disagree. So I agree that he's a quick and a short-term fix, but there's nothing wrong with a short-term fix. I disagree with, he probably is worth his 20 million fee, and he probably is worth around 100 grand wages. Like, you'd look at, there's going to be some squad players in our team that are going to be on those wages. Ashley Young was on around 100k a week, 120 grand a week, maybe more. So when you're considering that, you've got to think, if you're going to get a plan B striker to come in and score you goals, they'll probably be earning more than Ashley Young was in his last year at the club. So you have to consider that. But I agree with you, it's a quick and a short-term fix. The reason that it seems, it's on Twitter, Glenn, it's on Twitter. The reason why we need that maybe is because every other option that we have is a long-term fix. And if you try and get someone like Harry Kane, Erling Haaland, which are very difficult to do anyway, but if you try and get them, these players are going to be expected to start every single game. And ultimately, Ollie's and the team are probably thinking, well, Marshall's going to be playing a lot. Marcus is going to be playing a lot. So we don't want someone that's going to be coming in and say relegating one of them to the bench. Because if you buy a Harry Kane and Erling Haaland, they start in 40, 50, 60 games a season. If you get an Erling Haaland, an Odion Ighalo, they're starting a lot less games in that season, and they're a lot more available. So there you go. But I agree. Like, if we let him go, it's not the end of the world at all. It's not the end of the world. We still do though need to get in. We still need to get in a backup striker, in my opinion, and that's where we come to Moussa Dembele. Now, Moussa Dembele has been linked to Manchester United, and we'll be doing a rumour rater later on, so we'll be rating all these rumours as well. And Moussa Dembele has told Manchester United he wants to move to Old Trafford this summer in a blow to Frank Lampard's hopes of signing him for Chelsea. The Frenchman's been heavily linked with a move to the Premier League over the course of the last 12 months. He's been linked to United for an awfully long time. The former Celtic star was considered by the Red Devils last summer as a replacement for Lukaku, but it appeared that United had cooled their interest in following the arrival of Odion Ighalo. That gave Chelsea the upper hand, with Lampard set to be given significant funds this summer, as he's been denied the chance to add to his squad since being appointed. It's claimed United have dispatched scouts to watch Dembele 3 times in the last 6 months, and he's received glowing reports in regards to his movement off the ball and how clinical he is in front of goal. Lyon valued Dembele at £60 million, but United hope to talk them down from that price now that the French club are likely to be in greater need of financial help because of the pandemic. United are reluctant to sign on Odion Ighalo on a permanent deal, indicating that they're looking for a younger, long-term option like Dembele instead. Now, these reports here are saying United are looking for a long-term option, which would be a surprise to me. But there you go. It's all gone quiet on Sancho, says Glenn. Yeah, don't worry about that. That will pop back up again when a journal's looking for something to write about. We need to sell Sanchez. I don't even think we can sell him, but we just need to get rid of him. Get him off the wage bill. If we are being ruthless like Fergie ruthless, Ighalo isn't good enough. I want a young striker who would accept rotation as we have several games and play three up top. Martial can play wing as well, says Damien. James says Rojo on 100 grand a week and doesn't play. At least Ighalo plays for 100k. That's true as well. What's the hype about this guy? I genuinely don't get it, says Busby. Do you mean Dembele? He played in the Prem as well. Who did he play for in the Prem? Was it Swansea? I know he played for Celtic. Or Fulham. He played for Fulham in the Prem, didn't he? Yeah. He's a young lad still. He's 23 years old, do you know what I mean? And you feel like he's been around forever. He scored 20 goals a season twice for Lyon. Now, in my opinion, if you put Martial or Rashford in the French league, they'll probably score about 50, 60 goals a season. But, nevertheless, he's been scoring goals regularly, has Moussa Dembele. In hindsight, Dembele could be great competition for Martial, says Henry. Could be, yeah, where it's kind of like a player that you know Martial's better than, but still is going to keep him on his toes because he's young and he's hungry and he's going to be coming like right behind him looking to start. So I hear you as well. Yeah, it's Fulham. Emery, Tom, Damien, Blair, Al, Ross and Mikey reminded me it was Fulham. Did he only play for them in the Championship, Ryan? No, oh yeah. He played 2 seasons for Fulham in the Championship. He had a short period in the Premier League, but he only played 2 games for them. That was in 13-14 when he would have been around 16, 17 years old. And then after 2 seasons in the Championship, he only scored 2 in 15 in his first season in Championship. Then he scored 17 in 46. Moved on to the SPL with Celtic. Got 32 in 49, 16 in 39, and 3 in 6 before moving to Lyon, where he got 20 in 46 and 22 in 42. You'd expect him to probably get more goals in the SPL, but nevertheless, there you go. Sorry, Dara, mate. Sorry, Dara. Martial Dembele, French connection. Yeah, he only played 2 games, Ryan, you were right. Can't really say his experience in the Prem based on that, especially when it was his first season in club football. Daniel says, what do you make of Harrison's opinion that Martial isn't Ollie's long-term striker choice? Do you think he should be? I can see what he's saying, because especially when you look at the rumours linking Ollie with a move for Haaland or Kane or something like that. But I think Steve doesn't rate Martial correctly, in my opinion. I think he's a lot better than what Steve thinks he is. He's probably not as good as I think he is, some might say. But that's fine, you carry on. I'm president of Martial FC, so I'm prepared to die on this hill. But yeah, so like, I don't know. Maybe, you know, he thinks that he wants a different kind of striker. But personally, I think Anthony Martial has improved this season. He's shown that he can be the man going forward. He's shown that he needs to be challenged. He needs to be, you know, we need competition, that's for sure. But for certain, he's the man for me to go forward, and he's as talented as Rashford. If you're excited about Rashford, you should be excited about Martial. Like, I like Scott McTominay. I got him wrong last season. But like this season, he had some average games, some good games, and some very good games. He had some poor games too. And he had 2 months out injured. And you had people like saying, oh, player of the year, and this, that, and the other. And oh, he's amazing, he's a legend and all that. And then Martial does what he's been doing. And they say, oh, he's shit, he doesn't want to be here. And it's like, have the same standards for the same players sometimes. And I think if Martial came through our academy, like Scott McTominay, like Marcus Rashford, people would love them a lot more. People would love them a lot more. I think with the French thing, the old moody Frenchman kind of thing, it doesn't help. But at the same time, it doesn't count towards anything. I think he's ultimately is a massive talent. Like as Martial has improved, he's turning into a 9. We don't want Haaland, no more Raiola clients, regardless of how good they are. Says K Murphy. I don't like him at all, that Dembele. Says Glenn. Let's see how Martial is with someone creative behind him in Bruno. He's looked better since he's signed, says Aaron Gooden, sorry. Martial should not have been pushed off left wing. That's where he's world class. Declan. Keep uploading those photos to Twitter, they're quality. Fuck those Arsenal fans, says Al. Will do, mate. I'll keep it going every other day. I don't want to clog people's timelines with it just all in one day. So I'll keep them ticking over. There's some games as well, like I'll show you here. Like I wanted to put some pictures up from some games, but then like you look at the pictures that I've got here. Like what were we doing back in the day with our phones? Like what were we doing? Like check this out. So which game was it? Alright, so these are the like just random folders here. So that's Blackburn at home. Like look at the state of the quality of these pictures. Like you can't even really see the players or anything. Couldn't tell you who that is. The only way I know who that is because I've like the folders were named the match and the date. Like that's how OCD'd I was back then. This was Villa away in 08. Leon at home in 08. There's some good pictures. It looks like I brought the digital camera that day. Look at that. There's the lads training on the way to becoming champions of Europe. Vida, Anderson, Ronaldo and them lot. So like some good, got some good images that I've found. I think that was the game as well because I've taken pictures at the Munich tunnel. Like I think that was the game when the Munich tunnel may have not long been opened. Oh, you'll love this, guys. So watch this. Found some videos. Carlos Tevez is his name, and he hasn't got a brain, and he won't be winning trophies anymore. So that's that one. And that was from this iconic game. That was from that game. So I found like loads of these things. AC Milan in the Champions League. Like look at the state of these pictures. Like what is that? You can't even tell who we're playing. You can just see AC Milan's badge. But that was the 3-2. Like, oh man. Some great pictures there. But I've been posting them on Twitter and I'll keep them coming over the years. Sorry about your ears. Let's all have a bun, no sharing those, says Vinny. Sounds like a plan to me, mate. Keep it regardless. Come on, sit down. Let's have a word, Dr. Tom Moy. Need to have a word with you, mate. So Adam, you were like the equivalent of a train spotter but with football. See, that right there is the reason why I love this channel. Nice one, Alexander. Yo. Certain man come up to me and be like, oh, just started following United when you did full-time Devils. No, obviously not. Man, I've been out here from day doing this. And I just love finding pictures like that of our old heroes. Here's another one. We beat Liverpool 1-0. That's beardless Adam outside Old Trafford right there. Look at that, no beard. Jesus Christ. Green and gold for you G&G, LUHG Reds. Oh, God. Outside the Bernabeu with my dad's mate. The half and half isn't mine. But, yeah. Great time to be alive. And this was that one. 7-1. 7-1 Roma, that one. What a time to be alive. What a time. Anyway, guys, been here chatting rubbish, chatting about the past, as we United fans do these days. What's going on? Beardless Adam is horrifying, says Dara. What do managers mean when they say we want to build a team around a player? Satyaki, any manager that says that, for me, is wrong. And it's like, when we kept saying we should build a team around Pogba, like, that's wrong. You should build a team that functions even when one of your best players isn't in that team. And yeah, that's as simple as it. Still hurt about Tevez, used to be a favourite of mine, says Daniel. Can you be asked to put them on Instagram so I don't have to join Twitter, please, my man? Yeah, mate, you don't have to join Twitter, you know. So if I just send the link, I'll send it to you on Discord, yeah? Because Glenn's a member, so Glenn's on Discord, so I'll send him the link on there. But I'll send you the link to the Twitter, and you can still see the Twitter, because my thing's public page, you know what I mean? When Michael Owen scored that late winner, did you get pushed about a lot in the stands? Yes, I did. I did indeed. And I've got a video, actually, of the full-time whistle. Where's that full-time whistle video? Fuck off. Ah, here it is. Can you hear it? What a time to be alive. I don't think we won the league that year, did we? 09, did we? Did we? Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, Michael Owen. No, 09, 010 we didn't, but 09 we did. Build your team around strikers, pointless any other position. Sorry for being late. Come on, Ryu, you're better than this, mate. You're better than this. What have you made of the Chelsea link to Angel Gomez? Manchester United yet to sign Angel Gomez down to a new contract. What do you make of that talk? Do you think he'll leave? Have you got any injuries from massive celebrations in the stands? Yeah, I once had a mad cut here, like a dirty cut. Like, it looked like a nail, but it must have been like a jagged edge of a seat or something that broke. Shins mainly, like, you always come back and your shins will be battered, bleeding, cut, scraped, bruised. It's mainly your shins. I've done my back in. I remember. Oh, what goal? Yeah. So remember when we played Bayern Munich at home when Welbeck tried to lob the keeper, but in that game, I'm pretty sure Welbeck had a goal disallowed, or someone had a goal disallowed in that game. And I was jumping on my chair, and my chair folded in, and I dropped down, and I was on the floor on my back like that. And my back was ruined. And then I had man looking down at me, going to pick me up, saying, no goal. It was no goal. So, that was bad times for no fun, like, for no reason. For no reason. Foster said Ferguson had a right goal at him after the City 4-3 games. Tom, yeah, he made some mistakes. Rio got a little bit done by Craig Bellamy as well. Got done by him. It was a great goal by Bellamy that day. Is that the day the fan ran on the pitch as well? And Bellamy tried to push him in the face. Giza should have decked Bellamy. Everywhere saying Gomez would prefer to stay, so hopefully he does. Chelsea won a few of our players and copy all of our targets. Lampard really has sleepless nights over Oli. Has it always been seating since you started going, says Glenn? Yeah, I'm 31, so I started going in the early 90s. 94, 95, 96. So, well, I never went in 94, 95, 96. All 20 Prem clubs have rejected the neutral venue idea. What's this saying? Where's this come from? Can't see anything on Twitter. Yeah, can't see anything on Twitter regarding that. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in to Adam McCullough TV today. Been an absolute pleasure speaking to you all, going down memory lane and all that good stuff. Make sure you're keeping it locked, you're liking, you're commenting, you're sharing and you're subscribing. And for now, I've been Adam McCullough. You lot have been legends. I'm out of it.